Hello everyone and welcome to today. I'm very excited. As I said, a few more people are probably going to be popping through, so don't mind me on the oddest of occasion if I get a little distracted for a second. Just make sure I'm switching people off so you can all just sit there nice and quietly. Hello, if you are watching this back. That's very exciting as well. I know there's a few of you, and yeah, a few more to come. So what I want to tell you, this is an interactive process for those who are here. Alrighty. So if you have questions or comments, or you need to tell me that you're alive or whatever is going on, please, talk into the chat box. I want to hear you. I want to see what's alive for you. I want to know, like, oh my gosh, this resonates, or holy fuck, that's me, or yes, that's my fear, or this is really exciting, whatever it is, like go through the experiential experience with me, because it's an exciting day, right? Like, we're here to learn about, how to make your next 100K online. Perhaps it's your first 100K online, and guess what? That's okay too. All right. Without ever hustling, I am not a fan of hustle. Those who know me, and I have a couple of clients here and stuff like that. And again, I know a few will watch back. We'll get into me in a second. It's one of my favorite subjects, but I don't want to work more than kind of 5 hours a day. Like, I kind of work about 5 hours a day, and then maybe I'll message some people here and there outside of that time. But I do that because I have the spaciousness to be able to do it from a place of abundance. Now, it's not all about rah me, all right, believe it or not. But what it is that, like, just to show you that, like, that it is possible. I know in our last webinar, for those who came and did the last one, I sort of joked, because I both believe, like, I think we're all fucking special, and we're all amazing, and we're all the different things, right? But at the same time, I said I'm nothing special. And what I mean by that is that, it's about, it sounds boring. It's about a process. It's about a model. It's about, success leaving clues. It's about all of those amazing things, that I have mimicked from people who know more than I do, right? To create myself the existence and the life that I want to live. And so I hope that that's what part of why you're here today. And again, we'll get into some of that in a minute, because that there's another way. All right. You can see that there are people out there, doing the do. All righty, living the existence, more money, less time. Like, well, what the fuck does that mean? All of those different pieces. And so, if you're here today, I talk in universal terms as well. Again, most people know that. And so if you're here today, or you're watching back, trust the fact that you're in the right place. All right, you are in the right place. There is, gold nuggets throughout today that are going to land in your psyche. That is exactly what you need to hear right now to take your next big power moves. All right, and that doesn't have to be scary. That gets to be exciting. Fuck yes to that. Why wouldn't you want to create the amazing life that you want to live? All righty, and so I hope today, the intention of today is to be a part of that. All right, helping you create your fuck yes life. And again, like, those who know me, I don't say that as like to be, I don't know, like to be cute, or to be like, to say some kind of buzz sentence, your fuck yes life, like, fuck yes to that. Again, those know I will lose my voice by the end of today, because I will talk to you so fucking passionately. All right. Because it is fucking real. All right. So again, trust that you are here in the right place today to create your fuck yes life. Your fuck yes life, not mine. All right. And what that means is that, that it gets to be a you-centric approach. My fuck yes life doesn't maybe look like your fuck yes life. And that is perfect, and that is divine. But know from the front end, all right, that that there is a model, that there is a way that we can create what it is that you want, working with you, your life, your family, your desires, your end result, all of those bits and pieces. All righty. And so that's what's really exciting. There is no cookie cutters, and there's no one size fits all. All right. So let's jump in. But of course, there's strategies to follow. It's fine. We'll get to that. So look, every person has a high-end offer inside of them. All right. And I know that sounds like a little bit of a scary kind of a thing for some people, because maybe you're really used to trading one-on-one time for money, or maybe you're really used to having some kind of a, membership, offer that is $50 or less. All right. And so if that's you, and you feel like, you've struggled to break some kind of income ceiling, and you have this perception that, to make more money, you need to give away more time. And so you're going to have that income ceiling. You're going to have a growth ceiling, because you're going to come up against this belief that, oh my God, like if I want to make more money, fuck, like I'm so exhausted right now already, you know, I'm going to have to give more time to this thing. And what is that going to look like? And I'm not really willing to do that, because then, you know, I'm not going to see my family. I'm not going to have the life I want. That is such, like, with love, I say this, you know, and it's to blow up your ideas, you know, not to shame you, but that is such bullshit. It is such fucking bullshit. All right. There are absolutely ways to make more money in less time, not just as a buzz sentence, but as reality. All right. And so everyone has a high-end offer inside of them. So if you are somebody at the moment who is trading one-on-one time for money, who is also, you know, maybe running what I would consider like a low dollar membership, $50 and under, like on repeat, you know, week after week, where you need 40 fucking clients to even make, you know, $1,000 or whatever it is, that's probably not the max. $50. Is that how many clients? 50 clients? 50 clients? 100 clients? I can't even count right now to make $1,000. Anyway, that's fine. We're not here to maths, but you get the idea. It's like you're going to be selling all of the time, and it's going to be very uncomfortable, and all the different things that come along with that. All right. So when we talk about high-end offers, that can mean something as simple as, you know, and we're going to look at this today, you know, like $100 or $97, keep it under 100, you know, like ongoing membership week to week, right? You could start there. You know, because there is something that we like to call like a rite of passage, and a rite of passage, you know, like sometimes, do not let this be a like a stifling sentence for you to latch onto to keep playing small. All right, because that would be bullshit. But, you know, with a rite of passage, like, you know, maybe right now you sort of going, oh my God, you know, $5,000 for a 12-week program or something like that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, too expansive. And so we want to be able to, like, you know, creep you up. But when we creep you up, we're not adding $10 fucking. I do not want you in hustle for $10 fucking. Fuck that. Apparently I'm going to swear a lot today. We're really passionate, it seems. All righty. You know, so if we're, you know, if we're expanding out your high-end offers, it, you know, like something like a VIP ongoing membership at $100, you know, per week or something like that, you know, ongoing. So you're not constantly reselling to the same people like that. That is an option. All right. So just allow today to soak into, you know, your being. All righty. What else do I want to say about that? Because I promise you that every single person has a high-end offer inside of them, and all of your offers might look a bit different, and that's totally okay as well. But know that it is there, and we're here, you know, obviously today to help with that. So why this? Why high-end offers? All right, because it's time to take charge of your income. You know, no more hustling for bullshit low-dollar clients. It takes you exactly the same amount of time, you know, to get a high-end client as it does a low-end client. It's still one client, right? But one of them is going to pay, you know, like X amount of dollars, and the other one is going to, you know, have you hustling for 10 fucking bucks. All right. It's time to increase your earning potential. All right, to extract, and we're going to say this in a second, but to extract the knowledge that's rolling around in your brain. We're all very humble, maybe not me, I've got a little bit of ego, but you know, like we're all pretty humble, right? And so we sit there and think, oh, I don't know, like it's good for you, but it's not for me. Or I don't know if I have that kind of thing inside of me. And maybe you don't know what it would look like. I will allow that sentence. You're like, I don't know what that could be. But as long as you trust that the potential is there, all right, we can do the rest. All right. Like I am a master at extracting the knowledge from inside of your mind and turning that into some kind of a program. And again, I have clients here, you know, that will attest to that. Absolutely. 100%. We've done it time and time again. All righty. An hour phone call, like with me. And honestly, we'll have an entire, like less than an hour, we'll have an entire program mapped out. It's that simple, but we just sometimes don't know how. And that's okay too. All right. All you need to do is trust that you're in the right place and that, you know, your earning potential like is there. All right. We want to be able to make more money in less time, and not just as a fancy businessy thing to say, but because we're all busy human beings these days. And so, you know, I don't want to be busy. I want to be in abundance. You know, I don't want to be busy. I want to, you know, be in flow. I don't want to be hustling, you know. And so again, if that's you also, then, you know, you've landed here today for a reason. There are also ways and models, why this, like a high-end offer model, because then you're able to, do more of a one-to-many approach versus a one-to-one. All right. You cannot keep trading one-on-one time for money. And if you are in some kind of coaching business, fitness business, nutrition business, oh my God, when I had my nutritional medicine clinic, I was doing, like, I don't even know like how many clients, like, per week, like back to back. And again, I know I have a lot of PTs here, so you guys get it. And let me tell you, I've gone PT to, to nutritional medicine clinic, to coaching, coaching in business and stuff like that. Out of all of those, nutrition clinic was the fucking hardest. It was so involved, and so many hours and so much calculation and whatever. And yes, I loved it. Those people, again, you guys know I love nutrition, but at the same time, like, it was like exhausting work. Right. And so even off the back of that, do you know what I did? I created a program so that I could reduce my hours, do a one-to-many approach, so that I wasn't constantly either repeating myself, saying the same things, helping people, whatever. It was reducing my workload, because I could say, cool, no worries, I'm prescribing you this program, like, because it's going to give you the answers in these areas that you actually need. All righty. And so from that place, scalability and growth. All right. And so, yes, they sound like kind of businessy words, right? Scalability and growth, but, like, believe it or not, that's what you want. Like, if you're here, that's what you want, right? You want a business that is future-proofed, that has the ability to scale and grow, like, without you having to hustle more or give more hours to it. All righty. So why now? Why at this time? Well, the world has changed. All right. Our reach is far greater. So the potential for you to, like, create some kind of, online program. Let me just check something for 1 minute. Yeah, we're good. Like, to create an online program now, like, there are billions of people on this planet. And we say that all the time. There are billions of people on this planet. How many do you need in a high-end offer paying $100 a week? 20, if you want to make a couple of grand or something like that, and maybe you'll do some other things on the side. What if you charged more than that? What if you had 2 different groups running at the same time? There's $4,000, right? And so if there are billions of people on this planet, and you actually only need, like 20, like, it's really, it's really not that hard. Like, and it's just it's just that you need to know how, where are these people hiding, and then when we find them, how do we attract them towards us, so we're not hustling and pushing ourselves upon them. I'm not into, a whole bunch of like cold messaging and masculine used car salesman techniques. All right. I want clients to come towards me. All right. I want it to be in service and alignment and led from my soul. And at the same time, I want to make fucking impact and income, and you are allowed to make impact and income at the same time. All right. Money is just an energy exchange. Somebody has a problem, you have a solution. How fucking awesome is that? All righty. So why now? We crave certainty and stability. All right. And so if you're running your own thing in your own way, where you get to put your foot down on the pedal in life when you need to and take it off when you need to, that gives you more certainty and stability. You're not relying on, you're not relying on the global climate. You're not relying on the government. You're not relying on somebody else's business who's running it in the way that serves them. All right. You get to take charge, and you get to be the driver of whatever it is that you need. The rain has just started again. Yeah. If you're watching this back, it's crazy flood season, apparently. I hope everyone is safe. Why else now? Well, it's raining outside, and here I am sitting at a computer, like, in full service and joy and passion, regardless of what the weather is doing. Right? Like, certainty and stability, another way to generate income, more money, less time. All right. So our families also need us more these days. Has anyone else found that? Like, and it's not about like, need us in terms of like bringing in the extra money and stuff like that. But so many more people are just wanting to be connected. And, we're coming off the back of, our 2 years of, lockdowns and shutdowns and all the different things that have happened over the last couple of years, right? And so a lot of people are feeling like lonely and isolated and disheveled and all the different things. And so having those connection points, because we have the time to be able to be with our children or to be with our partners or to be with our families, or whatever it is, right? Like, this is so much more important, but you need the time and yes, the money to help buy you the lifestyle that you want to live, with those that are around you. Right? I don't know about you guys, but love, connection, belonging are like my greatest values. And so everything that I do is always connected back to that in some form, or another, right? It's not just about me. It's like, cool, what can I create for, those around me? All right. And we want that better quality of life, and anyone who says, that money doesn't buy you happiness, is a bit of a liar, really, like, or rather that they've never given enough money to understand that, yeah, money does buy you happiness. All right. Because the more that you make, the more you're able to give, the more you can light up others, the more you'll be lit up in turn yourself. All right. And, it doesn't have to be a dirty thing. You get to make impact and income. All right. So why you? You're sick of trading one-on-one time for money and you have no more time in the day. You're probably stressed out, burnt out, overwhelmed, maybe a bit anxious and stuff. Your nervous system is shot. We've had a tough couple of years, right? So there is a better way, but maybe you don't fully know how. All right. And that's cool. All right. You haven't gone to that place before yet. Again, that's probably why you're here, to help you, find out how you can break through that income ceiling, how you can grow and expand without necessarily, more hours in the day. How can you actually reduce your hours? What does that look like? What is possible? What from inside of your brain is monetizable? All right. How can we turn that into a commodity? All right. Why you're hustling for $low clients, like I see so many people sweating on $10 price increases and stuff like that. It breaks my heart, and it's real. I'm not devalidating it, but if we're sweating because, we've had to increase our prices we've chosen to increase our prices by $10 and we're like, oh my God, everyone's going to leave me. What are they going to think about me? I'm going to be so judged. All the different things. It's like, there's some worthiness, there's some worthiness stuff going on there. Alrighty. And again, we don't want to be hustling for the difference in $10. Like that, that, as I said, that just breaks my heart. It's like, no, how can we, where is the audience? How do we, monetize? Where do we, find that place, in the market? All right. Because again, when we said there are billions of people on this planet, right? Like, price is a spectrum. And I'm only going to say this, in short, right? So if you want to know more about this, reach out to me. I think I did a video on it the other day. I can't even remember. Price is a spectrum, right? And if there are billions of people, and it's a flat spectrum, it's not like this. So there is no, better than, worse than, all right? It's flat. So if this is price and it's a spectrum, and there are billions of people on the planet, guess what? There are, millions and billions of people at each point along this price spectrum. So if you're sitting down here somewhere at the moment, sweating it out over $10, there are actually equal amounts of people that are more than happy to pay, up here for what it is that you have to offer. All right. That's why, getting a $low client or getting a high dollar client, it actually takes the exact same amount of time. We just need to know who to target and where to target them, and how to speak to them. That's all fine. You can do that. All right. Why you? You've got some big ideas maybe, or that there's some stuff rolling around in your head, or, you're ready to sort of turn that idea, turn your brains into some kind of marketable idea, or even for some of you might have no idea, and that's okay too. But what you have is care. And the thing is that people buy people. All right. So if you care, if you love fucking hard on your clients, if that is your superpower, which again, you're all coaches in one form or another, which means guess what? Caring for other people is a fucking given to us. Again, I joke about my own ego and things like that, and that I'm happy to make money and all the different things. At the end of the day, holy fuck, if I won $1 million, oh God, you'd need a bit more than that these days. If I won $100 million, in Powerball level or something like that, then I would still have to do what I do in one shape, one shape or another, because service to others is a given. It's embedded in us, right? And so I know it's embedded in you, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't care. And so caring deeply about other human beings, as strange as it sounds, it actually is a marketable commodity, to put it in, business terms. All right. Because people buy people. They want to buy your care. They want to buy, your belief in them. All right. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know, what's the idea, or what's the piece of knowledge, or how do I write a course, or you're getting all fucking bogged down in all the hows and the different bits and pieces, one simple fact is true. You care, and absolutely we can turn that into something greater than what it is that you're doing right now. All right. And you might still want to do parts of what it is that you're doing right now. That's okay too. I'm not here to blow up your world. I'm just trying to show you another way as well. It's your dream life. All right. And also, why you might be here because your worthiness needs a little bit of a booster. So I said, that there is a spectrum, like this, of price, and clients are all the way along the spectrum in terms of price. There are clients up here that are looking at what you're doing and going, that's hilarious. How cheap is that? Like, I'm not even going to look at that offer because it's so cheap. Right. And there are clients all the way down here that are going, fuck, that's expensive. Like, you're so expensive. And the only reason that that's grinding on you, right, is because you have a worthiness issue. All right. Or there is some worthiness stuff you need to work up. So if you ever hear somebody say to you, oof, that's a bit expensive, and you feel the emotional load of that, it doesn't mean that you're too expensive. There are people laughing at you because you're so cheap, and not laughing at you. That sounds a bit mean, but you get the idea, right? And so our worthiness is actually generally equal to how much we are willing to charge. All right. So if there is a price spectrum, there's also a worthiness spectrum. And if you're down here sweating it out over $10, then we probably need to have a conversation about your worthiness as well. All right. And that's part of the journey, rite of passage. And that's okay too. And often the confidence comes in the doing of the thing. Sometimes you have to sweat it out in fear, just a little bit, and like create a beautiful offer. And you're like, I don't know where the clients are going to come from. What is that even going to look like? All the different things. And then when you get your first person that turns around and says, oh yeah, cool. Like, yeah, no brainer. Like, yeah, shut up and take my money. Right. And then your confidence will go, wait, what? Like, oh my God, like, yes, they said yes, and it was a no brainer to them, hands up, who's had that here? I know that there are a few people, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, like they will pay that. So sometimes like confidence isn't this thing. And Carissa made a beautiful post on it, this morning for motivation. Same idea. Confidence isn't this thing that's just going to float in the window one day, or that you're going to lift up the mattress and go, oh my God, confidence. That's where you've been hiding. Hello. Like I was wondering, confidence is flexed in the doing of a thing. All right. So fuck time for money. This is probably why today is a swearing day, apparently, because I actually put a swear word directly into the slide deck. I don't normally do that, but today it seemed relevant. All right. Sorry, don't mind me. Whew. Fuck time for money. How many clients can you really take? Like if you're already working like 40-hour weeks, 12-hour days, fuck 12-hour days. If that is you are in trouble. And I know you're listening to me. Fuck 12-hour days. All right. Like fuck time for money. We want to go from a one-on-one, or we want to have like one-on-one time. Time is the greatest commodity in your business. Time is the greatest commodity in your life. None of us know how much time we have. All right. So if you have one-on-one portions of your business, you need to make sure that your one-on-one time is charged at the very highest. All right. And so, and look, for the fitness businesses that are here, because I know there's a few, it works a little bit different with PT. You can still have a one-to-many group that is charged much higher than your PT sessions. I understand that there is, a bit of leeway there. We'll talk about that. But you want to have a set amount, of one-on-one time that you are doing, and you're like, this is how many it is like fixed, right? Like in my business, like, I only take like 1 to 3 one-on-one clients at any one time, depending on what's going on and how busy, I am at that moment. All right. If we're in a launch lead in or something or whatever else is going on. And those people like pay the highest amount because they are getting like me directly in their business one-on-one time for money. All right. Whereas, if we do a one-to-group program, then you're able to do this where you're saying the same sort of thing, where you're upskilling people, you're teaching them, or maybe it's a hybrid where there are portions of one-on-one, but there's an overall group feel, and you're able to, upscale the levels of your offerings, have a VIP membership or something along those lines, right? Fucked, trading your one-on-one time for money, because you don't have enough time in your life, let alone in your week, right? It is exhausting, and if your one-on-one time is your greatest commodity, then, you really need to make sure that it is either fixed, or it is like, the highest price point within your product suite in your business. All righty. So why me? All right. So look, I'm a master of my own time for the most part, I just like, there are things in my life and my existence. Again, some of you know that I've had a bit of a health journey recently as well, and the health journey of recent days, right, is not something new to me. It gets to rear its strange little head on the odd occasion. And so for me, and again, I'm nothing special, right? Like, that's just one of the things that I need to look out for in my own existence and my life. And there are plenty of you out there, right, that have your own health stories, health journeys, health pieces as well. We should all be looking after our health. Let's face that. If you're a coach, you're here and you believe that anyway. So we need to become a master of our own time, to facilitate the existence of the life, the health, and all the bits and pieces that we need. All right. Why me? Because why am I the one teaching you this today? Because I'm a master of program creation. All right. And I am a master of soul-led approach. I love business. I love business, and I love talking about business, and I love teaching business, and I love helping people in their businesses. But equally so, I love the universe, and I love all things quantum physics, and I love, human behavior. Holy fuck, do I love, I love the soul. I also love humans and the messes that we are. All right. And so I love being able to bring all of those worlds together, and talk to you passionately and create a business experience that comes from a place of heart and soul and alignment and all of those amazing things. And again, not just as a fancy thing to say, but because I just don't know how else to do life. We are a soul here for a human experience, and part of that human experience might be business. That doesn't mean we have to turn into asshole robots or, cold messaging and, doing all these awful things. There is a beautiful way to serve others, and create that amazing life, impact and income. All right. You get to impact your own life too. All right. What people don't know, I actually don't talk about this very often. I studied business many, many years ago. That people know. But on top of that, I also studied, trainer assessor. I don't know if there are any other trainer assessors here. And what that means is that literally I can teach anything that I have a qualification in. And if you know me, like, I'm such a wanker. I have so many qualifications, like, it's not even funny, right? And what also comes along with trainer assessor is the legal ability, to be able to create like tertiary level qualifications. All right. That is how highly trained I am in program creation, is that I can literally create, and have approved, excuse me, like programs and tertiary qualifications, for colleges, TAFEs, all of that kind of stuff. All right. So that's why I get to be the person sitting here today teaching you about all of these things. I love this stuff. All right. I want to be able to help you from woe to go, create, launch, and fill. All right. And to do it in that amazing aligned way that feels really good for you in your life. No dictatorship here. I do joke and say I am a transformation coach and a business mentor. The coach in me helps you find the answers inside of you. The mentor in me tells you what the fuck to do. All right. So that is there too. I'm not going to lie. All right. And I know how to draw the how and the details out of you. I actually didn't even bring a bottle of water in here. That's interesting. That's not great. As we lose my voice to begin with. So I know how to draw the how out of you. All right. Like, because you might be sitting there going, oh, I don't know, and this and that and all the rest of it. I'm picking up on all sorts of amazing pieces, and going, okay, cool. This, and this. There, you've got a course. And you're like, what? And I'd be like, yeah, you literally just told me all the pieces. That's actually a program, or that's something that you can run as an ongoing membership and stuff like that. All right. So that is definitely well in my wheelhouse and genius. All right. And I also understand, obviously, coming with a business background, how to highly monetize something. All right. So like, I know how to make money, you know, and I know how to turn those thoughts in your head into ideas, and those ideas into tangible outcomes for people so that you can monetize, you know, in your existence, in your life. All righty. So what's going to happen is that at the end, all right, I'm going to give you a code word, that's going to unlock an epic offer to a secret program that I have coming up that starts in about a week and a half. All righty. So that's really exciting. And so if today, you know, really inspires you and you're like, holy fuck, like I need to do this and I need to do this now, I'm ready to make my 100K, you know, like my first 100K or my next 100K. Then, you know, as I said, like, grab the code word at the end of today, and you can, you know, you'll be able to message that to me, and, you know, perhaps we can have a conversation about, you know, the program coming up, which is very exciting. So just to start with, I want to give you some maths. All righty. Ugh, boring. You know, I want to give you the maths. All right. So the maths of 100K offer. So you can have a membership upgrade offer. All right. That, you know, that you only need 20 clients in. All right, paying $100 per week, guess what? Equals 100K. All right, maybe you have a signature program instead. All right, 5 clients paying 5K for 12 weeks. You run it 4 times a year. Guess what? That's 100K. All right, or maybe you have a high-end program where, you know, it's 10 clients for, what does it say? 10K, you know, for an entire year. And guess what? That is 100K and or beyond. All righty, because, you know, like this, you know, starting at the top there, that's low end, high end. You know, $100 a week is low end, high end. All right. So you can start there, rite of passage. If that feels really comfortable and we create you a membership that's ongoing, you know, that keeps rolling, you know, that's not necessarily like a stop and start program, right? 20 people paying $100 a week is 100K. All right. And if you want to charge 150, guess what? You need less people, 15 people. Right. And or if you keep charging like 150 and you get 30 people, then, you know, like how much do you get to make then? So again, we now get to control, like, you know, foot down on the pedal. If you want to make 200K, awesome. Let's get 40 people paying $100 a week. Totally, absolutely doable. All righty. I'm going to tell you about, you know, a few success stories today, actually, of clients that I've worked with as well. So this is your gateway to your next 100K. All right. This is a model of what we're going to learn about today. All right. I'm going to give you all the amazing secrets so that you can create yourself, you know, and or with our help, you know, your very own 100K offer. All right. So we're going to talk about model, map, and method. All right. So the 3 M's: model, map, method. All right. And what that looks like. So what would your life look like if you were having 100K plus years? What would that mean to you? And look, there are some of you, you know, who are watching this that like perhaps you have cracked the 100K. Awesome. You know, like good job, like amazing work, you know, doing it however you're doing it, you know, but you're obviously here for a reason, which means, you know, you're either striving for more, maybe your next 100K, or that 100K took a lot of fucking hustle. I remember in the early days of my business, you know, like, yeah, making my first 100K took a lot of fucking hustle, you know? And so even though I made it, right, like I actually think I went from, you know, 0 to 150K, you know, and I had a bunch of 150K years, you know, like many years ago, I kind of had them all in a row. And it was sort of like that first 100K is always like the, that first 100, you know, yeah, 100K, you know, is always kind of like the hardest to make, excuse me, you know, it takes a lot of hustle. And then growing from there, you know, starts to get easier because you're putting the processes and plans in place, you know. And so whether you've made 100K in your business or not, you know, we're here to talk about, you know, how to even add an extra 100K to your business right now. All right. And what would that mean to your life? You know, I'll tell you actually about a client today, you know, and where is she at the moment? She's between 260,000 and 300,000K. That's one of my one-on-one clients. We've got it to about 300K a year. All righty. And so what that meant to her life was at the end of last year, she got to retire her partner, you know, and so now her partner gets to be home, you know, like with the kids, like, well, as well, like while she's sort of working and doing all of those things. What would 100K and beyond, you know, years look like to you? All All right. And we can start you at 100K if that's what we need to do. That's no problem. So what if you could do it with grace, flow, and ease? All right. No hustle, no cold messaging, no sort of prostitution tactics or anything like that, following a rinse and repeat system with low to no overheads at all. What I hear a lot of businesses do, they go, I need to have an app. I need to have an app and I've got to get my website all set up. And then, maybe I need to have like a portal system, or then I need to have this and that. And a lot of the time it's all distractions. All right. Like there are low to no cost ways that you can move your business forward right now. I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars on low to no cost ways. All right. And yes, we have portal systems and stuff like that these days, but all of my, my many years in the front end of my business making, 150K pluses, was literally like low to no overheads. I didn't want to be hemorrhaging money. It didn't make sense. And to be fair, I actually did hemorrhage a bit because I did some of these things. I made those mistakes, right? I set up websites and membership portals in websites and things like that for programs that I hadn't yet tested in the real world. So you want to make sure that you're testing things in the real world first, right? Low to no cost ways to make yourself, money, because maybe that's all you ever needed to begin with. And there are so many, platforms like social media and stuff like that these days that you're able to do it. All right. So people who are there, some of you are renting spaces. Some of you are looking at, building bricks and mortar, like coaching centers or studios or whatever it might be, right? Why don't we grow your business in a way that literally maybe Zoom, Zoom is your only overhead. And what is that? $24 a month. What if that was your only overhead? That'd be pretty awesome. And it's absolutely doable. So secrets to your next 100K. All right, let's jump in. I've got the top 3 secrets that I want to talk to you about today: the model, the map, the method. So secret number 1 is the model. All right. And what I see go wrong, too often, all right, is the model. The model is all wrong, that you have a desired outcome, but you're chipping away at the wrong things. Your intentional priorities are out of whack. You're working off the to-do list, not off a strategic, simple, plan, right? And so you're hemorrhaging time and energy and know-how all over the place. All right. I often see businesses, problem number 2 is not focusing with the end goal in mind. And what that looks like is, if again, as a lot of people here know, I'm always like, cool, no worries. What's what's the end outcome? What's the outcome that you're after? And people are like, I don't know, I guess I want to be happy, or I guess I'd like to make more money. And it's okay, well, what else? What is that tied into? How much money? What does that look like? What has you in abundance? And us being able to build that visionary plan. You might be sitting there now going, I want to put a pool in my backyard. I want to work 5 hours or less a day. I want, I want to charge higher amounts of money, but still only be looking after 10 to 20 clients or something like that, right? If that's the end goal, then why aren't we going for that right now? There are ways that we can bring that end goal, into fruition right now. And so what I see too many people do with the model, of what model of their life or the model of, their business, is that they're not looking at that end outcome. So they're like, okay, well, I'll raise my prices by $10. I feel bad. I'm knocking on the $10 price increase. If you need to do that, fucking do it. All right. However, there are other ways as well. Still do the price increase, and let's talk about other things. But I see too many people focusing on that. Is the $10 price increase going to get you the pool in the backyard? And is it going to bring in more ideal clients paying a higher dollar amount that gets you more money in less time, that reduces the hours that you're spending in the day, that gives you the family time that you're craving? No, the $10 price increase isn't going to be, isn't going to do that. So, us wasting, not wasting a month, but us putting a lot of focus on, when am I doing the price increase? This feels really bad. I've got to put an ad out there, and, and sometimes we still need to do this stuff, but that month could be you talking about a high-end offer, getting on the phone to people, getting excited, doing marketing, making some videos, whatever it is, right? And we could get you that 5K week within, 6 weeks and under. right? So if we're not focusing on the end goal in mind and then reverse engineering the plan, then the business model is all wrong. Alrighty. And we're kind of striving, like we're just sort of, winging it. Right. So the other problem that I see, in the model, whether it's the business model or your program model, is that sometimes we're creating a mess. Too many deals for, very few clients. And I see this a lot. It's like, well, I've got this on offer and I can fix this problem and I can do that thing. And then I've got one-on-one and then we've got a group and then we've got, like online and we're offline and like all the different things, and there's an amazing saying that is a confused customer never buys. All right. So if you've got like 100 different offers and you've only got about like 13 clients or something like that, then there's going to be confusion in your marketing, confusion in the marketplace, confusion as to who are you the go-to expert for? Oh, women's health. Well, what the fuck does that mean? That's very broad, and I'm not knocking it, but it's like, what else? Like, what does that mean? What does that look like? Who do you want to help? What are you super passionate about? All right. Who do you love working with? Cool. No worries. Why aren't we working with more of that person? Where are they hanging out? How can we find them? All right. Getting, specific about what it is that we're doing. And that doesn't mean that you don't have passion projects or, predominantly work with women, but that doesn't mean, if a man came to you, you'd still be happy to work with him or whatever it is. All right. That's all cool, but we want to make sure that we're streamlining something in your business model. And I'll show you kind of what that looks like in a second, so that, you're funneling people, through what we call a product suite. All right. And so one thing, melds with the next, it makes sense, what is going on within your business. It's not like I do this and I do that and I do all the different things and then we can do this. Because that, to be fair, is showing you're not enoughism. You're showing your worthiness because you're like, I'm trying to be all the things to everybody. All right. So too many people are also playing the short game, not the long game. And what that means is that business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. All right. So if you're doing business in a reactionary fashion where you're like, okay, and now I'm looking at the next thing and now I'm looking at the next thing and what's my next deal and what am I going to offer and what does that look like? And, like, yes, we want there to be short-term, medium-term, long-term goals. We base the medium term and the short term off the long term. So if we know you want the fuck yes life, where you retire your partner, you put the pool in the backyard, you buy a caravan and you travel Australia and you work on your laptop, sick, no worries. How are we creating that now? So that everything that we're doing, in the short term and the medium term, gets us to that, that long-term result and gets us there faster. We need to know what that is. And so, yeah, as I said, too many people are playing the short game, hustling for the $10, just looking at where they're getting their next one client from, and if we keep just doing it like that, the hamster wheel sort of version, then we're never going to end up there. All right. We need to look there first and reverse engineer that plan and then take the steps now that are going to get us to that spot. All righty. So the solutions are these three things: you, the business, the tribe, you, the business, the tribe, you, the business, the tribe. All right. You need to get these three things in balance. All right. You know your outcome. All right. So if if we need to create you a business model or a high-end offer that suits, your life, your existence, and the life that you want to create, then we need to know what that looks like. What's the vision? As I said, so that we can reverse engineer the plan. All right. We also need to understand the business. All right. So choosing models and strategies, because again, there are no cookie cutters. And I wish I could sit here, we gave like 3 examples of how to make 100K a second ago, right? But to be fair, jumping on the phone or something like that with me and us actually being able to like talk through what it is that you're thinking, you're contemplating, you want to create, where are the roadblocks, is there a health thing? Is there a family thing? Is there a, a holiday thing? Is there a this? Is there a that? Like what, have you got debt? Do we want to pay that off? What does that look like? All the different bits and pieces that is the tapestry that is you and your life, so that we know the end outcome, and we understand the business and we create this amazing, map and strategy and model that suits you. All right. My clients know, and I'll just use this as an example. My clients know that they will not get me before 10 a.m. You will not hear from me before 10 a.m. And it is the oddest of occasion that you do. And when you do, and when my clients do, there's a couple here that are literally like, are you okay? Like, what is going on? Like, and I literally, I've got those messages, didn't I, you guys? Like last time, because the last time, lol, yeah, because the last time I was up quite early and I was messaging within the 8 a.m.s, with a functional brain before 10 a.m., and yeah, literally they were worried for me. And so that's my business, that's my that's my business, that's my life, that's my choice, that's whatever, right? And so that suits me. That is part of my strategy. That is my model. All right. You will not hear from me before 10 a.m. That is my boundary. All right. And that's okay. That suits me and my life. So what is it for you? Maybe you have like a hard no after 5 p.m. And maybe you want to have a hard no after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. because that's family time. But right now you don't have a hard no because you don't know how to put the boundaries in place. And so you're leaking energy buckets all over, right? Because we don't quite know the model and the strategy and how to put those boundaries in place and to be able to do it. I don't think my clients mind, they don't care. They just know, and they've always known, you will not hear from me before 10 a.m. That's fine. They don't hate me for it, or whatever judgment piece that we're thinking about, that's not real. So don't stress. If you want to create a hard no in your life, that's okay. All right. So anyway, we build the business model based on that, based on you, your outcome, what we want to choose for your business and the strategy, and then your tribe. All right. And your tribe is obviously, getting your tribe the results and knowing your tribe, knowing the tribe, because obviously what we're creating, we want to draw in ideal clients. So who are they? We need to know that stuff. All right. And these three things have to be in balance within your business. You, the business, the tribe, you, the business, the tribe. And then we're getting the model of the business right. Now, look, I just want to show you this for a second. This is called the empire model. And the empire model is literally the model of, my one of my programs, like my mentorship program, the Soul Aligned Empire. All right. And this is everything. I know it looks very busy and I'm not going to go into all of it today, but this is everything that we base what we do in the Soul Aligned Empire off. You, the business, the tribe, you, the business, the tribe. All right. Because when you and the business are working together and it's all amazing and stuff like that, that's where super flow happens. If your business is meeting, excuse me, as I shuffle myself around, if your business is meeting the goals of your tribe, guess what happens then? Total transformation. All right. And when your tribe and you are in alignment, that's how we make, absolute impact. All right. Impact and income. And so it's really important that you get these three things in balance. And this diagram, shows you that, very, elegantly, right? That those three things, you're not a martyr to your tribe. And the business side of things, if the business side of things is just falling off and you're like, I don't even know, I don't really have control of it. I don't understand my targets. What is even my finances? I look at my tax once a year, all of that kind of stuff. Maybe we need to have a conversation. These things don't have to be scary, and having somebody, to handhold you along the way, often really important as well. All right. But you, the business, the tribe, you, the business, the tribe, these three things need to be even. All righty. So look, you've heard me today already, mentioned a couple of things. And what I want to say to you is I'm an honesty broker. All right. And what an honesty broker is somebody, I'm straight up. And so, yes, I'm here to teach you about these awesome secrets, to do with the model, the map and the methodology of how you can create 100K, offer yourself, but of course, I've already said to you, we have a program coming up in a week and a half that gets you to create, launch and fill your very own 100K program in under 6 weeks. And so the reason that I'm telling you this, and I'm being such an honesty broker today to say, yeah, I'm here to talk about the Soul Aligned Empire in peace and just kind of see that in your mind. Yeah, I'm here to talk about our secret program that's coming up, is literally because I want you to see behind the curtains today. All right. Because some of you are sitting there going, but how can this stuff work? What does that actually look like in terms of how am I getting clients? Where am I finding them? How am I not hustling? What do you mean I don't have to do cold messaging and masculine business techniques and stuff like that? And so I want to show you this. All right. This is, my gift to you today. All right. Or one of my gifts to you today. This is part of my business model. All right. Because you're all sitting there going, you know, how can this happen? Like, what does that look like? All right. And this is, you know, what's called a product suite. And a product suite is, as I was just talking about, how you maybe massage people through, you know, one thing to the next to the next. All righty. So that maybe, you know, someone will reach out. All right. And so this is what's called a masterclass strategy. You're here today, you know, for a free live event. And may I just say, if you take today, and again, like my clients know this, and anybody who's, you know, been in my realm for a while knows that this is true. I am genuinely about service. And what that means is that if you literally just take the lessons that you've learned from today and go and run and do your own thing, I'm fucking honored to have just been part of that journey to begin with. All right. Because if you're able to feel inspired or lit up or full of ideas or whatever it is, fuck yes to that. You know, that's what I want for you, you know? And so, you know, we have like this kind of a live event, you know, showing up in service. I'm, you know, pulling down the curtains. I'm telling you what it's all about. I'm showing you the pieces that can lead you to the same level of success that I have and beyond. All right. I'm showing you what a product suite looks like. I'm giving you mine. All right. Success leaves clues, which means you can mimic this stuff. Absolutely. Right. If you need hand holding, obviously I'm here for that as well. And that's fine too, you know. So this is a masterclass strategy. And when we get to method, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. All right. So you might have something like I have. I have a social media strategy and a masterclass strategy. It's actually pretty simple when you understand, you know, how to do them, you know, and we also give like a lot of our clients like social media, like marketing that they can change and adapt themselves for stuff like this. All right. So what happens at what's called the top of the funnel, you know, is we have a masterclass. You come here, you show up, you learn the ideas and all of those different bits and pieces, all right? Off the back of something like a masterclass, if people want to book a call with me, they can jump on and we can have a chat where we talk about, you know, ideas off the back of today. How do we create you the business model, you know, that you want in your business and your life? You know, and as an honesty broker, as somebody of service, you know, yesterday I was on the phone to somebody for 2 hours. We're on the phone for 2 hours. You know, and she might join and she might not, and that's okay. You know, I'm more than happy to be of service, you know, and you know, and to work with, you know, all the different bits and pieces of, you know, what she was trying to create and all the rest of it. That's amazing. Perfect. I've got another call this afternoon, you know, same thing. Right. And so, you know, we go from like a masterclass strategy to some kind of, you know, discovery call, impact call, something along those lines. And then, you know, maybe I make an offer. If the person is aligned and I think I can help them, then, you know, if they have a problem and I have a solution, of course, you know, how awesome is that? And so at the end of that call, you know, which has a bit of a structure of its own, right? You know, by then, you know, I will then sort of go, well, look, you know, I actually do think you fit, you know, maybe one of these two products. We've obviously got the secret offer coming up. And the secret offer is what's called a front-end program. And a front-end program is like a short snippet, because sometimes, you know, I do signature, like my signature program is a mentorship. It's over a year. All right. Sometimes that seems a little bit scary for people, you know, like if they don't know me, some people here have done the Beast Mode Business Bootcamp as well. You know, that's another front-end program. All right. And so if people just do the secret offer or Beast Mode Business Bootcamp or whatever it is, you know, for you in your business, it might be 6 weeks, it might be 8 weeks, something like that, you know, and then you're able to move them into maybe a signature mentorship. And I know some of this is breaking your brain right now. That's okay too. All right. But it's actually very simple because it's literally 4 things. All right. Masterclass strategy to social media, jump on the phone. Here is an offer of, you know, one of these 2 things. And I will normally prescribe to somebody where I think they need to be. So I don't offer them both because a confused customer never buys. You know, I will say to you, you know, like, oh my gosh, I think you know, like this program is best for you. Let's talk about that. And, you know, let's talk about why. It's that simple, you guys. All right. And I wanted you to see this strategy, you know, in like, you know, in its real terms so that, you know, like, oh my gosh, hi Lee, I didn't even see you get there, you know, so that you understand like this is how doable it is. All right. It's, you know, 3 easy steps to get somebody, you know, from like, you know, a potential client, you know, like into something that makes sense to them for obviously the desired, you know, effect that they're after. All right. So as I said, we're going to talk about that in model in a second as well, so that you're able to work out what's going to be a really awesome model for you in your business. So I just wanted to spotlight a couple of clients today. If you were here for our last webinar, you remember me talking about a few of them before. So Beck was somebody I worked with last year in one of my front-end programs at Beast Mode Business Bootcamp. All right. Her problem that she showed up with, was that she was overworked and underpaid. She was working for a very well-known brand, here in Australia. And I won't say which one. It's to do with mummies. And she was literally working for like $70 a week and some commissions, speckles of commissions here and there, like low dollar. But for the most part, she was making like $70 a week for doing like 30 to 40 hours. And she has 6 kids as well. So, her time is precious. That she homeschools. 6 kids, that she homeschools. All righty. And so, we came up with a plan, when we originally jumped on the phone, we had a chat, and I sort of said to her, what we need to do is create you obviously a high-end offer, like $100 a week, for a membership that looks like this particular thing, and all the rest of it. All right. She went from that sort of $70 a week. In 6 weeks, we signed up 18 clients, and in that 6-week period of time, it was actually about 5 weeks, to be fair. In the first 2 weeks, we created her offer. We then launched it over the next 3 weeks, signing people up before she kicked off on like that sort of 6 weeks. So it was under 5 weeks. We signed up 18 clients. That's $1,800. Because they're $100 a week, membership model. All right. By the time we finished, over the next little while, she was up to about 24 clients. And I keep meaning to ask her at the moment, how many clients she's got right now, because I'm curious. I'm like, tell me the number, So 24 clients, she had in under 12 weeks, right? $2,400. All right. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? So that is, what is it? $124,000 a year. And we created that for her in months, in nothing. All right. It is so very doable when you know how. All right. Now, I want to just pop this here for you, right? One offer, one message, $1 million. We've already talked about cleaning up your deals and your offers so that you have a couple of key things. All right. We do this and we do this. What do you want to go with? All right. Because again, we don't want to have so many offers, like so many different things running. It's noisy and busy and messy for you, right? And it's also busy and noisy and messy for the client. We want to make sure that you've got a few key offers and you know exactly where to put people dependent. All right. That is how you are going to grow and scale your business. If you have like 100 different offers, whatever that might be, 5 different offers, 10 different offers, something along those lines, right? It starts to become too messy to scale and grow. All right, because you're never quite sure what to focus on. You don't know how to market it. You become a jack of all trades. You're never an expert in anything really. And then your marketing becomes wishy-washy. Who the fuck are you talking to? What are you going to, what are you going to sell and market this particular day? Whereas if you've got a couple of key things that you are talking about, and you become that known expert in that particular area, that is what's going to give you the scalability and the growth that you're after. All right. One offer, one message, $1 million. And to be honest with you, the statistics on $1 million, let me just confirm. It's like 2,400. It's like 40 people, 40 times 2,400. It's like 40 times 2,500. Yeah. So 40 people in a program wait, no, that's not right at all. Times 12. I'm doing bad maths. Oh my goodness. 40 times 2,400 equals, yes, times 12 equals, there it is, $1.1 million a year. 40 people in a program that's charged at about 2,400, per month is $1 million a year. All right. So if you want it, that's the rite of passage. That's what you're working towards, right? If you want to have $1 million a year, but let's get you to 100,000 first. But the idea is that there is a business model to suit that. 40 people in a, in a program that is charged at $2,400, per month over 12 months is $1 million a year. One offer, one message, $1 million. All right. One offer, one message, $100,000. All right. Let's get you there first. So secret number 2 is the map. All right. So what I see, the problems with the map, in people's businesses and business models and wanting to get to that 100K, year, is that maybe you have no plan. You've been winging it, right? Or maybe you don't know the how, and that's okay too. Sometimes we need to learn new things to get to places that we've never been before. All right. So if you've never had $100,000 year, or you've never had $100,000 offer, right, then like whichever it is, it's like, okay, cool. Well, we need that plan. We need to know the end outcome so that we can reverse engineer the plan and match a business model that suits you, your existence, your life. All right. And the clients that you want to serve. All right. And so too many businesses are out there blowing shit up. I'm notorious. I used to do that back in the day myself. Like I love a bit of uncertainty and I love a bit of variety. And so I'd be like, I've created this thing and I've put it out there. Now let me blow it up and change it all. And it's like, no, learn the lessons on that particular thing. And then you can adapt it, to suit better, but trust the process, build something out, make it, more amazing. And, and you'll land and settle in an awesome place. All right. So stop winging it, Also, I see, the problem that I see a lot of businesses doing is they have no social media strategy, or the frequency of their social media. And I don't mean the amount of time that you're posting, but I mean how you're showing up. The frequency, right, is all wrong. All right. And so if you're wanting to make, $100,000 online, and even if you have a bricks and mortar business, that's okay, but we want some scalability and we want to break you through an income ceiling, and you can still have $100 high-end offer for in-person clients too, but look, there is a faster way, which is online clients, because there are billions of people on the planet. And what do you need? Maybe 5 to 20 of them. Right. And so online gives you far greater reach, which means we're more likely to hit our figures faster. All right. It doesn't mean that it's not doable in person. Totally doable in person. I can tell you those strategies. Right. But we need to have those strategies in place. And we need to be holding ourselves, in a particular frequency. The way that you're showing up matters. All right. And then the problem number 3 in relation to sort of the map, of everything is that what we want to do is we want to lean you into some of your strong suits while upskilling you and supporting you along the way as well. All right. And that's the problem, is that we see that people are trying to do things in ways that aren't necessarily of them. And so it's feeling clunky and it's making it hard. I'm all for people following their greatest excitement. I want you in joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion as often as possible in your business. All right. And again, that's why we work with people in such a one-on-one kind of way, even in my group programs, because I said there's no cookie cutters, right? So for me, showing up and doing a masterclass, can you tell that I love this shit? I hate calling it shit. I shouldn't say that, right? Can you tell that I love this? Like you can tell, right? So I'm leaning into a strong suit, because me teaching off a beautiful multicolored graffitied slide deck, and being in love with the words that I'm saying and being here of service to you, whether you buy from me or not, I don't mind. I just want to be of service. Right. So I'm leaning into a strong suit, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm not learning in the background myself. And I'm not, if you're a coach of any kind, you should have coaches. It's that simple. All right. Because again, that's frequency. How can you ever expect anyone to pay X amount of dollars with you if you're not willing to invest X amount of dollars in yourself? Right. Or to have coaches and a support network looking after you in ways that you need upskilling. Right. To me, it's like it's misalignment, or it's non-integrity. If you're a coach, you should have coaches or a support network in one way or another. All right. And the other thing that I'll say here as well is that, what I see as another problem, in terms of the map, like the map and the scope of a business and a model and 100K offer, is that, there being no plan or methodology, again, we're going to talk about that in a second, means that again, we're just winging it. It's just, what am I doing today? What am I doing this week? What am I doing, this month? What's the next bit? Blowing shit up, whereas if we're reverse engineering the plan, guess what? We can actually map out your entire year. All right. And so some people here have done that with me. And, if it's time to upgrade that, to fit like a high-end offer model, then yes, there is a new way to calendar out a year to obviously suit that kind of social media strategy, that kind of, high-end offer. Even if it isn't online, that's okay too. We work it out with you. All right. So, something that I always say, is manifestation equals vision plus big motherfucking action. All right. So like confidence, like motivation, like try to manifest anything in your life. If you've got dreams or a vision, that's perfect. I want you to have the vision. I love being in my visionary energy, right? Like looking to the future. We still get to be grounded in gratitude right now. That's okay. You're allowed to be grounded in gratitude right now for what it is that you have and everything that has come before you and all of that, and still want to strive. That's okay too, and from that place, we reverse engineer the plan. And then when we reverse engineer the plan, if you want to manifest that thing in your existence, if you're super serious about it, right? Some people bullshit to themselves. They're like, oh, I'd like to make $1 million. But are you, who do you need to become to make that $1 million or that $100,000 or whatever it is, right? And when we reverse engineer that plan, the self-responsibility piece is that you've then got to show up. All right, you've got to take big motherfucking action. The universe will answer in spades if you show up for your life first. So to manifest anything, you've got to have that vision and then reverse engineer the plan, and you then have to take those actions. All right, only you can do that. And whether that's leaning into your strong suits, whether that's upskilling, or whether that's getting yourself some support to get to the place that you want to go, perfect. Take the fucking action. Success leaves clues. All right. So I'm all for people leaning into free webinars, even just like this, with people who have a proven track record in the thing, the area, the life, the deal, the offer that you're wanting to create in one way or another. All right. Finding those people with integrity. All right. So I want to give you a couple of solutions here in terms of map. All right. And what they are is these 5 things. Okay. And there are more like sort of strategies and things out there than this. Okay. So if you're wanting to create a high-end offer, creating the high-end offer is one piece, right? It's quite doable. It's very easy. The other bit is then obviously getting people into that offer. And that's sometimes where we can get a little bit stuck, as in we like mentally stuck. Not stuck as in it's hard to do, just stuck as in we're like, well, how the fuck do I get people from point A to point B into my high-end offer? All right. And so what that can look like is, is some of these things. All right. You could have a freebie offer in the front end, where maybe, and actually Trinity's on here right now. I'll use her as an example. We did an offer with her last year where she, gave away some, 3 free Christmas hypnotherapies. All right. And we based those hypnotherapy sessions on, what her ideal client was going through at the time. They were feeling very overwhelmed. They were like maybe having some social anxiety coming up from all of the, like from going from lockdown to then all these sort of Christmas parties and all the, all the different things that then happened. And so we tied, this sort of freebie offer, like here you guys go, like, just reach out. I think it was like low to no cost. So we had like a hypnotherapy in the front end, and then they could, jump on like some kind of package or, something like that. Like it moved people through her product suite. It got leads reaching out to her. I told you guys I don't like to hustle, and I don't like, those sorts of cold messaging strategies or harassing people online or MLM style kind of stuff. MLM has a place, but like it's very rah-rah. Like, whereas, if we have like aligned strategies, clients and people come towards us. All right. And so you can have something like a freebie offer. There are also things called group strategies. And again, a lot of you are in my group community called the Lux Life for coaches, leaders, and visionaries. If you're not in there, why? Why are you not in there? That makes no sense. Get in there, And so group strategy is that you create a community group based around the problem that you solve and the people that you solve it for. So obviously I help coaches, leaders, and visionaries live their most fuck yes life. I don't want to call it fuck yes life. So we call it Lux Life. All right. It's that elevated life, for you, what it is that you want, whatever that looks like. All right. And so you can create a group, and so that your potential clients can self-identify, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm a coach that wants a Lux Life. I should be in this group. What's going on in there? All right. And that's your place to show up and be in your expertise, but you're giving. All right. You're giving to that tribe. You're giving, whether it's video content or posts or whatever. And look, content strategy is another thing we can talk about another day. Reach out if you need help with that. It's probably not as hard as you think. Most of these things aren't. We kind of work them up in our head a little bit, right? But there are solutions because success leaves clues. All right. But having a group strategy where that is your place that you go to hang out, and share and be of service. And then guess what happens when clients need things? They're sort of like, oh my gosh, actually, maybe I should reach out to Sky, or, oh my God, she's running a live webinar. That sounds awesome. Maybe I should go to that, or, all right. There's so much opportunity in a group strategy. All right. So you can have a freebie offer. You can have a group strategy. You can have a challenge strategy. Now, a challenge isn't like an 8-week fitness challenge or something like that. A challenge strategy is, take a breath. When you, run like a 3 to 5 day, you don't want to run it any longer than that, like a 3 to 5 day, mini challenge where maybe you show up in a group or you show up on your social media, and you solve a problem, like whatever it is, you might be like, stop overindulging eating, in 5 days or less. Right. And then, a bunch of people join, and then, you run and you do 15-minute lives every single day or less. All right. Like a 5-minute live every single day for 5 days. And the idea is that you're sort of seeding that, obviously, at the end, jump on a call or reach out, or there's something along those lines, so that you can find those people who are a bit more serious, and you can sort of perhaps put them into another program or a membership or an offer that you have around whatever that challenge may have been about. All right. So we connect it all. All right. We reverse engineer, the plan. Then there's a masterclass or a summit strategy. You're here in one today. All right. I told you I'm an honesty broker. You're in a masterclass strategy today. You're here and you're getting the juiciness, and I'm telling you these strategies, right? And I'm saying to you, with everything that I'm telling you right now, I want you to lead into your strong suit, right? So if you're like, I'm not confident on video just yet, or I don't know how to teach a masterclass or whatever, cool. What else can we do? Maybe a group strategy, maybe a freebie. What does that look like? What, how are you showing up? I want you to lean into, your creation energy, right? But we still want to upskill you. You can't get fully let off the hook. That's okay. However, right, there is a strategy to suit everyone. And this is, like I said, this is just, 5. All right. And then there's something like a messenger strategy. Now, I can get away with a bit of a messenger strategy because, and again, some of you, are watching back today or here today off the back of a little bit of a messenger strategy as well. But that's because everyone knows, if you want to find me or talk to me, you just reach out to me in Messenger and I'm there. And I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people, and many of you, multiple conversations, over the years. And so for me, turning up with a bit of a, messenger strategy, which is simply, I sent out some invites. I can be a little bit cheeky and get away with that, and sort of say, hey, you guys, I'm running this masterclass strategy, I'm running this masterclass today, do you want to come to it? All right. And you could do this with some of your your warm to hot kind of leads, that you've built a little bit of rapport with. And if they say yes, they say yes. If they say no, they say no. That's okay. For those who it's going to be useful to, they will show up for whatever it is. All right. Now, the idea is you don't want to do, like, again, this is 5. I could tell you strategies galore. There are far more than just this, but I wanted to give you kind of the top sort of 5. But again, there is more than this for kind of that online high-end, program, like moving people through a product suite. All right. Getting people into like some kind of a high-end offer. All right. What did I want to say? So the idea is that not to do a bunch of them poorly. All right. I want you to do like, even just one. Imagine if you did one for an entire year and that was your one strategy, that you ran, throughout the year. All right. Like become a master of a particular strategy. All right. Don't try to do a bunch of different things too poorly. You'll end up with leaky energy buckets. All right. And your messaging might be a bit lackluster or could be all over the place. Whereas if you become an expert in doing one particular thing, fuck yes to that. All right. We've been doing messenger strategy for years. Some of you know that you've been in my realm for, like 5+ years. We've been doing, messenger. So it's no brainer. Like it's quite easy for us to do that and to connect in and, whatever, no drama, right? Masterclass strategy, I teach these things all the time. Challenge strategy. I come from the fitness industry running, short or long, it's no problem. Group strategy, like you become better at all of them. All right. But it is so much better to start in one place. All right. Run that strategy, run it well, become a master of it. All right. And you'll build from there. Okay. So look, I just want to spotlight Erica. Erica is amazing. Over the last kind of month, these results have actually been met and have happened, which was awesome. All right. So Erica is time poor and didn't have a lot of visibility. She has an audience of sorts, but she just hadn't been showing up for a long time. And when she does show up, it's very lackluster, here and there, sporadic, whatever. All righty. So a plan for Erica, was we wanted to create her a bit of a product suite, with a high-end offer, obviously. And a part of that product suite was that we implemented a masterclass strategy with her. All right. So her objection were kind of external stuff, like, all of her clients were face-to-face. She didn't have sort of like that sort of online clientele in a high-end offer, and she wasn't very tech savvy, So we gave her some pointers in, Zoom. She's used Zoom before plenty of times, but we gave her a few extra pointers to be able to run like a masterclass strategy, and she ran the masterclass. Now, her numbers, is literally, what's there written below. All right. And this is what I wanted to show you guys today. So we gave her, a masterclass strategy. They're also called high converting webinars. And I gave her a high converting webinar strategy. All right. She is a teacher and an entertainer. So for that reason, we lent into her strength. She is very used to this teaching and entertaining. All right. So that's why we gave her the masterclass strategy, because that was like point of least resistance for her. All right. She got 60 registrations, right, which is a really good number, 60 registrations, when she hadn't shown up, in visibility for a while. 60 people registered. The normal numbers are that like 1/3, if you have 60 people register, 1/3 of those people will actually show up on the day. All right. So 9B, 9 booked calls. Okay, so she had a third show up, which was 20 people. I think it was literally on the dot. She had like 63 or something registered. 20 people showed up on the day. 9 people then booked phone calls with her, and off the back of that, 4 people signed up. All right. So that is actually really good numbers. We can sometimes get bogged down because you go, oh my gosh, but not that many people showed up, or I had all these people registered, and she thought, like, I had this conversation with her the day after, and she felt a little bit disheartened, and I was like, what? And I was like, you had 60 people register, 1/3 to show up on the day, is very, very normal. That's how it works. And then send out a bunch of replays for the other people who didn't show up. Perfect. 9 people booked off that. 4 people signed up. All righty, guess what? That's a $20,000 webinar. That one webinar, that 90 minutes that she showed up for, with a little bit of a, some launch lead and a little bit of marketing for 2 weeks previous to get the 60 people registered, 20 people, showed up, 9 people booked calls with her afterwards, 4 people signed up. That is a $20,000 webinar. That's how doable it is. And hers is the same. It's $100, like $100 a week, membership effectively. All right. And she's going to run the webinar strategy again and add another 4 people and then another 5 people and then another whatever, to grow out her deal and offer. All right. So see how doable it actually really is. Like, we like it's crazy when we just find, your strengths, lean into them, and go from there. All right, the last secret that I'm giving you today, secret number 3, is the method or the methodology, all right? The actual strategy, in what we're doing, all right? If we're looking at that empire model that I showed you before, you, the business, the tribe, you, the business, the tribe, all right? Method and strategy shows up in the business portion. Obviously, it's, I think it's written here somewhere. Yeah, it is. System, structures, and support strategy. All right, system, structure, support, strategy. All right, is everything under the method, in the business. All right, so the problem that I see is that a lot of businesses, like, you don't have the system in place yet. All right, to be able to do a launch or have, like lead generation on tap. The strategy hasn't been put in place yet. Like Erica did with the masterclass strategy. She will run another masterclass within the next month. And then, a few more people will sign up. All right. And then she might do something slightly different. And then, a few more and all the rest of it. All right. You want to become a master of a few key strategies. You want to be able to plan that out. Show me your calendar for the year and I'll be able to tell you how much money you're making. All right. Show me your calendar for the year. And it doesn't mean that we don't want this busy, crazy calendar. It's not about that. Remember, I'm all for less hours, less hours, I was going to say more time, less time, more money. All right. Like, I'm all for it. I don't want you working, hustling, and doing all of those things. All right. And we want to put a strategy around the business. How does that turn over? What are the launches? What is the lead generation? What are the offers that we're putting people into? We want to have those structures in place. All right. And what I see is people have no systems, no structures for marketing, no structure or strategy around social media, and there's also a lot of resistance. I know a lot of people have resistance around social media or selling themselves. All right. They're like, oh, I just don't really want to sell myself. The problem with that a little bit is that people buy people. And so it's not about pimping yourself out there. It's not about being me. I know that I'm high energy and a bit in your face and stuff like that. I am this human in real life as well. All right. A friend of mine called me on Monday. We sat on the phone for an hour while I, high energy coached her through her life problem with, an ex-boyfriend and something like that. I am this person, regardless of whether I'm talking about business or the universe or somebody's ex-boyfriend. All righty. Like, back to you guys. So the strategy, in marketing and social media, it's not about pimping yourself out. It's about how can we connect you? How can we put you in, your stories and showing up and being beautiful and serving others. All right. We often get in our judgment centers, and worry, and we don't like social media, and I don't want to be too pushy and stuff like that. Normally that happens when you're being a little bit too you-centric. All right. And so, you guys hear me talk about this all the time. There is us-centric, other person-centric, mission-centric. All right. Us-centric, other person-centric, mission-centric. All right. And so when it comes to social media, if you're very caught up in your own little world and universe, and you're going, I don't want to be judged. I don't want to come across too pushy. Like, I don't really like selling myself. It's because you're all up in your own head noise, and I don't want that for you either. I don't want you to be, horribly judged. That's not going to happen. You're showing up in integrity. You're showing up in service of others. You're going to be talking about things in such a beautiful way that resonates with you. And if it resonates with you, it's going to resonate with other people. But the idea is you need to show up for someone else other than yourself. All right. And if you can connect your goals and your ideas, into other people, then it makes it a lot easier to show up on social media. If you're like, what, I fucking love helping people and I want to impact lives, it makes it very easy to show up and do a post a day. All right. Or to do a little live video talking about something that could be important to somebody else. And if you can become even greater than that, where you're connected to a mission on this planet, for me, my mission is, you won't understand this fully. My mission is to bring about the great awakening of sevens. All right. Like, that makes no sense to anybody, or maybe a couple of NL people who are here. That is my mission on this planet. But that doesn't mean that I'm going out of my way to create the next Elon Musks, I don't think that that's my piece in the puzzle, and Elon Musk is what we call a number 7. Don't worry about that. All right. But what it means is that I have my part to play, and my part to play is to help unlock greater human potential. All right. I want you to succeed. That is my fucking mission. Because if you are living in your fuck yes life in greater impact, making more income, then guess what? You can help other people too. That is what I want. All right. Transformation, not just for myself, but the mission, the greater mission is to bring about the mass awakening of number 7s. That might not make sense to you, but having an understanding that what I want to do is to unlock greater human potential. All right. And you have human potential. Absolutely. You're shining it every day already, but I want to unlock more in you. I want you to believe, beyond that which you think is already possible. All right. That gives me goosebumps, And so when you have like a mission-centric approach to things, guess what? Like it's far easier to show up every fucking day to do the do that you want to do and to still do it in a way that aligns with you. I'm not changing the world before 10 a.m. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm just not. And that is okay. I don't have to change the world before 10 a.m., and there are other people out there changing the world. They can have those hours between midnight and 10. That's all right. I'll take the shift from 10 a.m. to, 12, 12 that night. All righty. That can be my piece. That's okay. And you all have a piece as well, whatever that is. All right. And you need to have structures around these things. Again, it's to make your life easy. If you've got the structures, it's so much easier to show up and to do the pieces you need to do. You know what your intentional priorities are. All right. And an intentional priority, to clarify, is, what are the top 3 things to move your business forward right now? What are the top 3 things that are going to move your business forward right now? Not the 10-page to-do list. All righty. And I'm not going to give you the golfer analogy today. That's okay. No, I'm not. That's fine. All right. You get the idea. All right. So what's the solution? I've been giving you the solution today. The solution is know what your model is. All right. What is the end outcome, that you want? All right. The vision that we want to manifest. All right. So that we can reverse engineer the plan that works for you, no cookie cutters, your life, your existence, all of those pieces, so that we can reverse engineer the plan, all right, so that we can take the big motherfucking action that's going to get you there, all right? Know your model. The second solution is to stick to the fucking plan, all right? When we pick, like if you're going to do like a group strategy, on social media or whatever it is, what are the key pieces that where do we need to upskill you, to help you like step more greatly into your own personal power. All right. And how can we map that out, in a way so that you know what you're doing and still freedom. I'm all for freedom. I don't like being locked down in my time either, so as much as I like being structured, I also really dislike feeling locked in. I don't like my weeks being like that, and so there needs to be some freedom as well, and we write that freedom in there. All right. But we need you to stick to a plan, trust the process, and sometimes that's hard if you don't have somebody, a cheerleader in your corner, like say, holding the belief in you for you. All right. And if you don't, or you don't have the support network or whatever it is, all right, to know that the plan that you are on actually is going to get you to the result that you're after. And if it starts to go a bit awry, sometimes we need to pivot the plan too. That's all part of business. All right. It's not the short-term strategy. Business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. All right. So we want to have that stuff mapped out. And the other solution is, of course, getting help, with the ongoing method. All right. Being able to pivot in real time, having somebody else, know to, what to adapt and when you need to adapt it. All right. When you're trying to up level to a new, existence, right. You want to be able to lean into people who are already there. All right. Why else do you think I know the maths of $1 million a year? Right? Because I lean into, high levels, high multi-6 and multi-7 figure business strategy people. right? Because the more money I make, the more impact I can make on this planet as well. And again, you know, those who are in the soul aligned empire, like we, you know, anybody who joins the soul aligned empire, you know, we donate, you know, a year of education for orphans. Like we are huge on the philanthropy work that we're doing now, you know, and so it's not about buying me happiness, although I get to be happy too. That's okay, you know, but it's about, you know, being a power for good in the world as well. All right. So every time we do something in business, something good happens in the world. All right. You know, and when I look at the high multi 7-figure businesses that I know, you know, that are super aligned and in service and coming from a soul-led place, guess what? Their philanthropy work is like endless. Like they are amazing in what they're doing. All right. So find some place that you can hang out, you know, with other people who help to expand, you know, like your mind, your ideas, how you're feeling, the view of the world, all those different pieces that hold you to a higher standard so you can elevate. All right. And when you, in your elevation, guess what? You get to change your world. You get to change the world of your children. You know, you get to change the world. Perhaps, you know, you retire a partner, you know, perhaps you take on philanthropy work. If you have more time, like I donate my time as well, you know, because again, to me, my time is my greatest commodity. And so if I am living in an abundant existence, and I have time to give to other people also. All right. So see how all of these things get to tie into whatever the fuck yes life is that you want to create for yourself. You get to be filthy fucking rich. You do. And you get to do that from a place of integrity and service of others. It is okay to make impact and income. All right. And it starts with building yourself a high-end offer and getting that, you know, happening first. All right. So what I want to say to you is, you know, you can't solve tomorrow's problems or challenges with the same mindsets and skills that got you there today. All right. Like you can't solve tomorrow's challenges and problems with the same mindsets and skills that got you there today. We get to be so fucking grateful for the person that we once were, you know, the versions of ourselves that have come before us. All right. Hell yes. Hell yes to the previous versions of me. She did the best she can. And that's awesome. You know, and sometimes she didn't do that amazingly either. And that's okay too, you know. But if I want to go to a place that I've never been, then I need to learn new strategies and skills, you know, like, and do things that I've never done. So if you want to get to a place that you've never been, you need to do things that you've never done before. All right, which may just be creating this fuck yes amazing, you know, high-end offer. That's a starting point, right? And building from there to get you to a place that you've never been. All right. So this is Zoe. Zoe is my one-on-one client that I said, you know, retired her partner at the end of last year. Fuck yes to that. Her new goal, which we just achieved last week. This week has been her first week in her new office. You know, so she's not working from home, you know, from a home office anymore. She, you know, now gets to go to an amazing office space with, you know, other spiritual entrepreneurs and stuff like that. And, you know, and do all kinds of things. Like it's, you know, like she's just like smashing it, right? In an aligned way, in a very aligned way for her and her existence, right? So her problem, she was so done with one-on-one. She was so sick of trading one-on-one time for money. It was no longer lighting her up. All right. So we jumped on an impact call. We had a conversation, and what we did planned out, like she already had a bit of an idea, right? To create a high-end offer. All right. The 3 S's. What are the 3 S's? High-end offer, 3 S's. I've obviously put that there for, I think it's system, structures, and support. You know, who knows? She wanted the system, structures, and support. They're the only 3 S's I can think of. Her objection, or not her objection, but her challenge, you know, is that she is neurodivergent. All right. And what that means is that, you know, she's on the spectrum herself, you know, PDA, which is a defiance disorder, like all sorts of different things, you know. So her brain works in a really fucking different way. And it is amazing. Like she is an awesome human, right? She just happens to be neurodivergent. And she helps like coach other neurodivergent families. Like that is her coaching business. All right. And so she built this amazing program called The Future of Mothers. And it's all about, you know, again, creating a fuck yes life, but in her terms, her methodology, right? And we're actually up to her 4th round of The Future of Mothers. So we've been working together since I think May last year. So from May to December when she retired her partner, which is awesome. She has also created as part of her product suite. So she has she has like a low end offer, like a membership, which is about $30 a month for any mothers who want to jump in there. Alrighty. She then has her Future of Mothers program, which is at about $3,000 or something like that at the moment for a 9-week program. Alrighty. And then when people finish that sort of certification, this 9-week program, they are then able to go into her 1-year continuation program. All right. So you can see how people are able, it's very clear. There is a clear pathway. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. All right. And so, and she's the one who's having like upwards of $300,000 years right now. I need to check her figures with her. That will be very exciting. But I know it's above 260, definitely. So we did all this within 6 months. All right, retiring a partner, getting her a new office space, creating her deals. We did that. That was the first thing we did. Created her high-end offer, got it out there, marketed it, got bums on seats. And then as part of the process, we then walked and chewed gum, created her continuation program. So when people came off the first round of her short-term program, there was somewhere for them to go. And that's how she flows people through. All right, and we keep increasing what's known as her monthly reoccurring revenue. All right, monthly reoccurring revenue. That's what we want to increase for you in your business, growth and scalability. All right. So who here wants to create, launch, and fill their very first, or their next high-end online offer or membership, even if it's something like that? I want to hear the yeses. Who is a fuck yes? Oh my god, hell yes. Yeah. High five, Lee. Always yes, says Ivy. I know a few other people here at the moment are running challenge strategies or have just launched new high-end offers and stuff like that. Amazing, very exciting. So look, I have a bit of an invitation for you today. All right. I told you, honesty broker, I want to offer you an impact call. Now, no pressure. It's a no pressure impact call. Sounds awesome and amazing. Hooray. Yes, Julie. Julie, you are so fucking close. Like I'm like, let's get this happening for you. Oh my goodness. It's right there. It's right there. Break that income ceiling, right? So look, what I want to line up for all of you guys, anyone who wants an impact call, you are absolutely welcome to it. All right. Like there is no pressure. I want to give you that place, that is a bit of a sounding board where you can bounce, any of the inspiration or the ideas or the methods or the challenges you have in your existence and your life so that we can come together and fit something that works for you and your business. All right. Excuse me while I snot at you. I get very excited and snot at you. On that call, we're going to discuss your pathway to success. All right. The model, what that's going to look like. We're going to map out and create your high-end offer. All righty. And we're going to talk about, the method, which is how to best monetize that particular offer. All righty. So on that call alone, we are going to do that individually for every single one of you. So if you feel both like you're super inspired off the back of today, but at the same time, you're also feeling a little bit mind blown, let's book in an impact call. We can have that conversation, and be able to create, this seamless offer for you in your business in real time. All right. So these are the 3 things that we've discussed today. Your gateway to your next 100K. All right. The model, the map, and the methodology, bringing these 3 things together, to create that beautiful sort of product suite or your first, high-end offer. Yes, hands are going up, along the journey. All right. We want this for you. Okay. So what would 100K plus years mean to you in your life? What could that bring about? Would you be going on, holidays in the next month? I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't had a holiday in, in the last little while. There's been a lot going on, but it was quite funny. My partner and I, we were talking the other day and I wanted to go on a holiday in March, and that holiday, I think it's going to be better to go on it in April. And I was saying to him, I'm like, no, I need to go in March. I'm like, I haven't had a holiday in a little while. I love what I do, but I was just like, I just need to be, do something else for a moment, and that's fine. I was like, lining it up, and I'm like, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to push it back another month or something. Like, let's do March. And he's like, why don't we do both? He's like, that's what we've worked for, disposable income. So later this month in March, we will go away for, a holiday, and we're doing a Spartan race. I don't know if that's much of a holiday, but we're going to go away. We're going to do a bit of a Spartan race. And also we're lining up, an extended holiday. We're jumping on an airplane and going somewhere else next month as well. All right. So that's what, disposable income, we're like, okay, whatever. You want to go on a holiday this month? Let's go on next month as well. That's the whole point. So what is it for you? What does that look like? What is, he also threatened to buy me some jewelry, not that piece of jewelry, bless him. But yeah, he was like, he's like, disposable income, let's, if you want a piece of jewelry or something, let's buy something nice. That's the entire point. Right. And I know that sounds like a super wanker. He just knows I like shiny things. He was probably sucking up. What was he sucking up for? And so what do you want to buy for your children? What do you want to do? Do you want a new house? Do you want to pay off your debt? Do you want to, be able to do philanthropy? Like we choose to do as well. It's not just about me buying shiny things. It's about, giving back to others. What does that look like? All right. What would 100K plus years look like to you creating this 100K offer? All righty. So look, I said at the beginning, I would give you a bit of a code word, and you've all stuck around here to the end, which is exciting. And obviously there are people watching back. So the code word is impact. All right. So if you want to line up an impact call with me, all you need to do, as I said to you guys, you know where to find me. I hang out in Messenger, most of the day long, send me the word impact in Messenger. Alrighty, and then that will be our code to know that you want to line up some kind of impact call so that we can go through those three things. The model for your business, map out your high-end offer, and the methodology that's going to get bums on seats for you into that offer. Alrighty. So what you're going to unlock as well when you send me, I think I've got people are sending me impact already. Bless you guys. Like my phone in the corner of my eye, I can see it happening there. All right. So what it's going to unlock for you as well. Yes, it's going to unlock you I'm an honesty broker. It is no pressure. Jump on the phone. Let's have that chat, let's figure out those things for you, your business, your life right now to give you some workable plan to move forward with. You're going to unlock that impact call. What it's also going to unlock for you, because I did say honesty broker, and there are two programs I have at the moment. There is a secret case study program that I have coming up. It starts in about a week and a half. It is literally to create, launch, and fill your very first high-end offer. All righty. So if you want the details of that secret case study program, it is going to be a little bit less, you're going to unlock a bit of a discount for that because it is a case study. It's the first time we're running it. It's not the first time I've run programs, you guys, you're going to get fucking juicy to galore, right? But I want to be able to invite a bunch of people into that program, now, so that we can, get this happening in your existence and your life. I mean, for the few select people as well, you've heard me mention the soul-aligned empire. If you're ready to take things, fucking next level, and you understand that business is a marathon, it's not a sprint, and you want to be handheld along the way, and I feel like we have a bit of a conversation and you are aligned, then there is, you may be able to get yourself a direct invite into that program. And if you've given me the word impact off the back of today, we will discuss, a special offer just for you guys too. That is also no bullshit. The price for that particular program is increasing next month. And so, if we get you through now, you're going to get all of the amazing benefits of being in that program long-term, having the support that you need, at the current pricing, before, we introduce a few more amazing things and it goes a little bit next level again, which it always does. You lock that pricing for life. All righty. So send me the word impact if, those things are, of interest to you. As I said, there's no pressure. If you just want to use the phone call for the sake of the invitation, jumping on the impact call, discussing your pathway to success, mapping out your high-end offer, and then us talking about how best you can monetize that. I'm here to be of service. All right. It is my greatest joy. It's why I can show up today and be of this energy, this creation energy, this service energy. I am honored that you are here, that you're watching it back. And if you're able to take some gold nuggets from what we've said today, and move yourself forward, in life, in business, and that somehow impacts your clients and your family's life and stuff like that, fuck yes to that. I'm all about it. All right. So there is no pressure, but let's jump on and have that call, and let's see, what we can expand, for you into the future. All righty. So that is it for today, you guys. Very, very exciting. I hope you've enjoyed it. Are there any questions or comments, queries, anything along those lines, in relation to starting to get the pieces together, understanding, that we want to make you a master of something, the different, strategies that you can kind of pick from for your online program, the creating, a high-end offer, doesn't have to be as scary as you may think. It could be some kind of amazing ongoing membership or something like that. It could also be, a 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K program. All right. I can honestly, I can help you with all of those. That is no drama at all. All right. But maybe there's a rite of passage first. Let's get you, starting to hold your worth to a higher value. All right. Showing up in a slightly different way, still you, just a little bit elevated, and find where your tribe is hanging out. It's really exciting stuff, you guys. This is where expansion comes from. All right. So do we have any questions, or we're all pretty good? I think we're all pretty good. Awesome. It's a lot of information, I know. So look, again, I saw my phone just start blinking out of the corner of my eye. I'm pretty sure the messages are coming through now, hopefully saying impact. It is my greatest joy to serve all of you today. That is genuinely so. I love that I get to show up and do this. I love that I get to share of the knowledge that rolls around in my head. It is an honor to hopefully help you transform your life and the lives of those around you. All right. And in turn, if that then, becomes a power for good in the world where you get to help others, I'm all fucking for it. I hope you have enjoyed today and taken a lot from it. Thank you guys so much. And I look forward to seeing you showing up in my messenger. So amazing. You're welcome, everybody. Yes, thank you guys. I'm sure we will see you again soon. Much love to all of you. Bye.